Is LA Live News tonight on Fox 11 Plus.
Now at 8, flowers placed on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Star of Rob Reiner. Reiner and his wife Michele found dead in their home in Brentwood Sunday night. Good evening, everybody. You're watching LA Live News tonight. I'm Marla Tejas.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Susan Hirasuna. Well, tonight, the entertainment world still in shock by this tragic violence. A chilling argument at a celebrity holiday party, possibly at the center of it all.
Fox 11's Christina Gonzalez. She's in Brentwood tonight with the latest on this death investigation.
When we say there are no words, there are no words. This is incomprehensible.
The murders of famous director and activist Rob Reiner and his wife Michele, plus the arrest of their 32-year-old son Nick as a suspect in their death. The bloodied bodies found at their Brentwood home last night by their daughter Romy, according to TMZ.
When she had spoken to police, she told them that there was an argument that may have caused Nick to act out in violence and stab them to death.
An argument reportedly the night before at Conan O'Brien's holiday party.
We're told that people at the party overheard the commotion,
including one partygoer who tells Fox 11,
he didn't talk to anybody. He just kept to himself with a blank stare on his face, like no emotion. And he didn't look well.
We're told that the daughter, Romy, noted to police that her brother, Nick, has a history of mental illness as well as substance abuse issues.
Nick Reiner has never been shy about being very open and very public about his struggles with substance abuse. Rob and Nick teamed up for a movie.
Dad, I'm not going to listen to you tell me what a drug addict I am.
Being Charlie, based on Nick's addiction and the family's struggle dealing with it. Nick co-wrote it and his dad directed it back in 2015. Billy Crystal was seen here with his wife, visibly shaken as they made their way to the Reiner's home, and media from all around the world descending, trying to figure out the elusive question.
Everyone is still trying to get their minds around it, and I don't think people ever will.
Nick Reiner being held on no bail. He's expected to make an appearance in court as early, possibly, as tomorrow. I'm Christina Gonzalez in Brentwood, Fox 11 News.
Well, the Reiner's murders is the second recent tragedy where a son is accused of killing their parents. Now some local moms are calling for action on untreated mental illness. Fox 11's Gina Silva, she's live there in Hollywood tonight with more. Gina?
Well, Marla, it's such an awful tragedy that perhaps could have been prevented. As you said it, I spoke with a group of mothers who say that you know, something like this, you need to be up on the warning signs before it's too late.
These celebrities were not killed by their children. They were killed by the disease that ran rampant in their brains, unchecked.
That's the belief shared by this group of California mothers whose adult sons and daughters are living with serious mental illness.
It could have been any one of us. We've all experienced the threats of our children.
When they learned that Rob Reiner and his wife Michele were found dead in their Brentwood home on December 14th, allegedly at the hands of their son, and just 6 days after Grammy-nominated gospel and opera singer Jubilant Sykes was allegedly killed by his son in Santa Monica, these mothers say the timing was impossible to ignore. They felt compelled to speak out about the dangers when serious mental illness goes untreated.
It's preventable. It's preventable, but it needs to be immediate action. And
they say the first signs are erratic behavior, sudden personality changes, and a loss of touch with reality. Warning signals they believe are too often dismissed as stress, drugs, or typical young adult behavior.
A lot of these kids start exhibiting the signs when they go to college, because that's the primary age range, late teens, mid-20s. And so they're away from the parents.
These mothers are advocating for treatment, even when a person refuses care. They say during psychosis, the illness prevents rational decision-making.
Now, my heart is so devastatingly sad because this person has to live with it for the rest of their lives.
And these mothers say when you seek help, never take no for an answer. Keep fighting for your loved one. They say that waiting can have devastating circumstances. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Gina, in all the conversations you had today, what was the most striking to you? What stood out the most?
Well, they all have daughters and sons who struggle with mental illness, and they talked about how anything could trigger them. And, you know, one mother said that she was just having a regular day with her daughter. She asked her if she could help wash the dishes, and the daughter just snapped and started pepper spraying her. And then when her father tried to intervene, she got even more violent and started pepper spraying him as well. So they talk about how psychosis, you know, it just, sometimes you'll be having a regular day and then they just snap. But leading up to that, there have been warning signs. You know, you see their behavior, it's erratic, and maybe you're thinking, are they on drugs? But it's not drugs, it's just they're starting to change.
But no parent wants to believe that their child has the ability to be so violent, to kill somebody. There are reports, Gina, that Nick had been told to go to rehab by his parents, and he refused. He had in the past, but more recently had refused. So are the group that you talked to, is it in favor of forced rehab or forced, you know, incarceration in order to get them straight?
You know, it is such a difficult situation for families who are in this position because they believe that you need to keep fighting for your son or your daughter, whatever the situation may be. But they also don't believe in, you know, punishing people who are struggling with mental illness or forcing them into hospitals when they don't want to be there. But again, at the same time, they want to make sure that they get treated. So it's such a difficult situation. And then, of course, the laws, if someone's over 18 and if they don't want any help, the parents can't do much unless they try to get a conservatorship. And it's so difficult to do that.
Yeah. All right. Gina, thank you.
Well, please follow updates on the story on air, on streaming, and online. As new information and reaction to the tragedy comes in, we will bring it to you. You can find updates on our website, foxla.com, and on the Fox Local app. Let's get to this breaking news. Here's a live look at LAX where traffic is a mess tonight. And, you know, we first saw this happen shortly before 7 o'clock. And usually, by and large, at 7 o'clock, it's really quiet there at LAX. And this might have something to do with it. This was trouble earlier near LAX. Skyfox above the scene when emergency crews responded to a 3-vehicle collision on Jetway Boulevard near LAX. A shuttle bus was involved with 25 passengers evaluated on scene. Video from the Citizens app showed ground video from the scene where 2 people were taken to the hospital. The other passengers declined to be taken. LAPD and LAFD continue investigating.
Panorama City residents calling for action after a fatal hit-and-run crash that killed 3 people Friday. They want to see safety improvements to a dangerous intersection before there's yet another accident. Fox 11's Rachel Aragon is live at the crash site off Woodman Avenue and Terabella Street. Rachel?
Here, residents tell me they are tired of lives being lost, not just at this intersection, but other dangerous nearby intersections. We're also learning more about those 3 victims, one of which was a Marine in his mid-20s. Tonight, several days later, there are still candles lit and flowers to honor those 3 lives. Well, take a look here. This is the crash site and scene from Friday when this all happened. Police telling us again that a minivan was speeding on Terabella Street when the driver did not stop for a red light. The van then colliding with 2 different cars. Investigators also saying they believe the driver of that minivan was fleeing the scene of an unrelated collision prior to Friday's crash. Well, a recent report from Crosstown, LA lists the most dangerous intersections in Los Angeles based on collision data. On the list are other nearby intersections in the San Fernando Valley, including Sepulveda and Roscoe, and Sepulveda and Sherman Way. Well, Panorama City residents say they have been sounding the alarm at neighborhood watch meetings prior to Friday's crash about the dangers these intersections are, and they said they just want something to be done.
When I heard a young serviceman man was killed, that really got me, because half my family have been military. And here's someone who risked his life for our country. And he comes here and dies at our, it's gonna make me cry, dies at our intersection. So something needs to be done. I'm just tired of people dying.
We also reached out to Councilmember Imelda Padilla's office, who represents this area. In a statement, her office saying in part their thoughts are with the victims, of course, and their family. The office also saying they've been actively elevating traffic safety concerns at this intersection to the Department of Transportation. They go on to say our team has requested an incident report from the LAPD Valley Traffic Division and previously submitted a traffic safety service request for Woodman Avenue and Terra Bella Street. They also say that they absolutely see an urgent need for safety improvements at this and other dangerous intersections. Again, a lot of things they said they want to do to make this intersection and others safer as well. We also reached out to LAPD earlier about the driver behind that hit and run. They said so far they are still searching for that driver, again, responsible for those 3 fatalities. Bring live tonight. Rachel Aragon, I'll send it back to you.
Oh my goodness. So, Rachel, so are you suggesting that these intersections, there's been a record, there's been a number of these kind of incidents?
So this one right here off of Bella and Woodman, though, according to residents, has long been accident prone. But I will say that a recent report that came in October highlighted several other intersections just a mile or 2 from here, and they compared it to intersections across Los Angeles based on collision data, and those intersections, they say, are the highest when it comes to accidents in this greater LA area. So again, something right here in the San Fernando Valley seems to be accident prone. But again, the council member said she's going to be looking into this and hopefully taking some action relatively soon.
Sounds like it. Okay. Rachel, thank you so much. Live look from atop Mount Wilson on this Monday. We have a new work week ahead of us. Of course, this is during Hanukkah. Next week is Christmas. And we're looking at warmer than average temperatures out there. Star Harvey's here with a look at that.
Yeah, our temperatures usually in the 60s around this time of the year. We've made out with our temperatures in not just the 70s, but in some places even the 80s. Now, we're coming off of such a gorgeous weekend. We do continue to see high pressure in control here. That jet stream still sitting off to the north of us. So that is going to influence the warmth, but also the dry conditions that we do have for this week. Next week, maybe a different story. Our air quality alert from the weekend also rolling into this week as well. It's going to be all of our blue highlighted region here. We know how that goes. It is due to our wood burn ban in place. Air quality does check out to be in the moderate. So that wood burn ban and that alert not impacting our air quality. Now, we do not have a dense fog advisory in place. It has been lifted, but we do still have some issues with visibility across portions of our interior section. It's not too bad, but we do see some of those numbers falling below the 10-mile radius from the Inland Empire down and through areas of Orange County. Here's a look at our highs that we managed to accomplish today. We had some 80s up north from LA. We also had some 80s out into our desert region, our low deserts. The 70s did take place across the LA basin, but also we had some 70s into the Inland Empire. We have come down a lot from earlier today with that temperatures in LA right now. We're at 57 degrees, 59 over in Anaheim, 60 in Ontario, and over in Porter Ranch, temperatures still holding at 70 degrees. Winds are on the calmer side as of now. We're seeing them move at about 3 miles per hour, kicking up a little bit heavier across the Malibu area. But as we do get into tomorrow evening and Wednesday, winds could be changing. I'll have more details on that plus your 7-day coming up. For now, back to you.
Thanks, Star. New tonight, a Lakewood family says an Amazon driver stole their cat Piper last Thursday night. Ring camera footage shows the driver grabbing the cat by the neck. The family has filed a police report and complained to Amazon, but so far no action has been taken. Amazon says they've identified the driver, but the situation remains unresolved. The family is asking for help to bring their pet cat, Piper, home.
Governor Newsom hiring 2 former CDC officials to help lead California's public health department, former Director Susan Monarez and former Chief Medical Officer Dr. Deborah Ori.
It's not a shadow CDC we're creating, but it's a shield to what's going on. And it's a way of answering the question of, instead of having indignation, it's about leading with innovation. It's about fundamentally being held to a higher level of accountability at a critical and important time in our nation's history.
Monterez was fined by the Trump administration during the agency's overhaul. Dr. Ori resigned over disputes about the changes being made. The two accused the Trump administration of abandoning scientific standards. In their new positions, they will help the state's public health department build trust in, quote, science-driven decision-making. We are learning more tonight about a deadly crash that shut down the 210 freeway in Shadow Hills. This was last night. One person died, 6 others were hurt. In the multi-vehicle collision near the Sunland Boulevard off-ramp, Sky Fox over the scene. Witnesses say a black SUV or pickup was speeding and weaving through traffic before the crash. 2 vehicles rolled over, lanes closed for hours, reopening just before 1 a.m. today. Authorities are investigating, and the victim's name has not been released. Still ahead at 8, the latest in the Brown University shooting investigation, including a big reward for information.
Plus, after more than 40 years, a missing person cold case is solved with the person found alive. That story is next. New details tonight on the search for the killer at Brown University in Rhode Island. Police investigating the deadly shooting at Brown in Rhode Island today released 3 new videos and a picture they hope will lead them to the suspect. They show a man dressed in black. The FBI says he's about 5'8", tall with a stocky build. A $50,000 reward is being offered to find him. 2 students were killed and 9 injured in Saturday's shooting. Investigators are combing the area around Brown University for clues, but a lack of campus cameras, they say, complicates their investigation.
A cold case abduction is solved after 40 years and the victim is found alive in another state. Michele Newton was just 3 years old in 1983 when her mother took her from Kentucky to Georgia. Investigators say the two vanished between 1984 and 1985. A Crime Stoppers tip out of Florida earlier this year led to the arrest of Michele's mother, Deborah Newton, who's charged with custodial interference, which has no statute of limitations. Michele Newton had been living under a different identity and did not know she was a victim. She's since been reunited with her biological father, Joseph.
Well, it's looking a little icy in downtown L.A. For more than 25 years, people have flocked to Pershing Square to ice skate. Fox 11's Brooke Thomas takes us to this annual tradition.
Hey there, we are celebrating 25 years of ice skating at Pershing Square, but it's not just ice skating. This is a moment, Rob. You all have so much going on here for people, right?
Brooke, this is such a fun time. It's actually 27. We lost 2 years because of COVID.
Oh, okay.
So I know because I was the manager back then. You know, I think this rink means a lot to Angelenos. Yeah. It's a tradition that they come out every year. We had a wonderful Thanksgiving last week, and this weekend was packed. It's to start this journey to come down for this holiday experience. Holiday Ice Rink, downtown LA. That's where you'll go and find out all the events. You can pick the day you want to come skate, the session, buy your ticket because we're cashless. You show up here, you scan it, you're on the ice.
It's just a really good moment, right?
It brings back so many memories because I've seen families actually grow up here on the ice.
That's awesome.
I've seen, I don't know how many proposals on this ice.
It's not just skating. You all have some other cool stuff here, right? Should we bring Nicole in?
Yeah, where's Nicole?
Okay, Nicole, come on over here. Talk to me because... do I have it right? Hello.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Do I have it right? 3 times a week, you can learn how to curl?
We are going to be offering 3 Learn to Curl sessions here at Pershing Square starting this Saturday, December 20th. And just get your feet wet and dip your toe into the world of curling.
Okay, so I want to see, we get to see a little bit of it. Oh, there's a little bit of it happening in action right now. This is awesome.
Yeah, this is Richard Moon. He's doing our demo of how to throw a stone and slide out of the hack.
Okay, before we go, Nicole, tell me, why do you love curling?
It is just the perfect mix of really strong athleticism and really smart strategy. If you like devising strategy and you really want an amazing workout, try curling.
I love that. All right, you heard her. I'll send things back to you all in the studio. Come on out here. Enjoy your life. You know, this is one of those things. It's just joy.
Thanks, Brooke. Coming up, the latest on the anti-Semitic mass shooting at Bondi Beach in Sydney, Australia.
Yeah, we'll speak to a local man who witnessed the attacks. That's next. Well, parts of Washington state are still reeling from severe flooding, and now tonight more rain could renew the river flood risk in parts of King County. Crews seen putting sandbags along a highway to prevent further flooding. Debris and mudslides remain a threat.
Weather is sponsored by My Home Sold.
None of that kind of weather here. In fact, take a look at what's going on at LAX. It's quite crowded there on that upper deck. So if by chance you're leaving or coming in, this is what you're going to encounter on that horseshoe. Someday we will have the plane to the train. It'll be a lot easier. It's coming. It's coming. They're working on it.
And some nice weather's here, though, this week.
Yeah. When it does arrive, it'll be nice. And when it does come to weather, very nice out there. In fact, we are under a quiet pattern to start off this week. And I do forecast that it is going to be on the benign side here across Southern California through our week. Again, we saw some of those images from what's happening across Washington. And I guess this just doesn't really add to it because we do still show our jet stream pumping moisture into the area. I'll bring up a map a little bit later to show you exactly how much more rain they are expecting to see through the remainder of this week. Quieter here. We will continue this way, not just for the first half of our week, but getting us at least through the end of the week. Not just dry, but we are expecting that our temperatures will be above where they are typically at, so above their averages through at least Friday. We will see a return of some gusty winds as we move into tomorrow night, and it should carry us through portions of Wednesday as well. And as we take a look ahead, a winter storm potential is looking to possibly impact us here across the LA area moving into our Christmas week. So we talked about Washington. Here's a look at our future cast. We do show this is through not just the middle of the week, but also into the end of the week where that moisture trend does not stop. It isn't expected to go through at least their Friday. As for us, we are under high pressure, and so high pressure will protect us from what's happening up there at least until we get to the end of this week. And then we move into next week, and the same system pumping moisture into the Pacific Northwest out here offshore will likely allow for some of this moisture to make its way into our region. Of course, as we do draw closer to our holiday week, we'll continue to plan out those models and see what's happening. While we have not received the amount of rain or moisture that we do show across the Pacific Northwest, we are not hurting for any of that rainfall. We do have a surplus moving through our water year so far. We're about to close to 4 inches and 3/4. Now we're above not just in the water, but also in our temperature category. Now wherever we see all of our reds, the first week of December, the second week, and then getting into the start of this week, our temperatures have been above their averages. And of course, I did go ahead and check into some of our rainfalls. It didn't pop up there, but we are seeing that surplus just as we saw. Now, we saw the first 2 weeks where we were above for our temperatures. As we do move into next week, we are anticipating that just like a lot of the country here, some of the West Coast will also see our temperatures above their normal. We'll have those numbers coming up shortly. For now, back to you.
Still ahead, a chilling plot foiled. The FBI stops a group planning a bombing spree in Southern California.
Plus, detectives in Cerritos respond to a death investigation after 2 adults are found dead at a home. What we know and the questions investigators are trying to answer ahead. And we have Matthew Cedor.
We're in Beverly Crest tonight, where Hanukkah celebrations are underway despite recent attacks and violence across the world. That coming up right after this.
live across SoCal. This is LA Live News Tonight on Fox 11 Plus.
Well, tonight we continue to follow the deadly anti-Semitic attack in Australia that happened on the first night of Hanukkah.
That event prompting increased security at places of worship back here at home in Southern California, including in Beverly Crest. That's where Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf is live for us with more. Matthew.
Well, security at this celebration definitely noticeable tonight, but overall it was just a big party. Hundreds of people here. Go ahead, take a look at this video. You'll see it. The crowds out here singing and dancing, playing in the snow. Hundreds of people. This with the Jewish community on high alert after recent violence and attacks all over the world. Over the weekend on Australia's Bondi Beach, at least 16 people were killed, dozens more injured in a shooting that targeted a Jewish Hanukkah celebration. Closer to home, police in Redlands are investigating a possible hate crime as well. Surveillance video shows someone firing airsoft BBs at Hanukkah decorations while shouting anti-Semitic slurs. Tonight, hundreds of people here to celebrate the holiday, choosing faith over fear.
We Americans have to realize we are on the forefront of democracy. We are on the forefront of goodness. We have to be strong. We can't cower to this. And the Jewish nation, you took Hanukkah, the time we put our light out, and put it everywhere, into the streets, the flame did not go out. Terror goes and makes you feel fearful and be scared. But every community leader, like Rabbi Schlanger, you have to stand up and show everybody, I'm standing tall. Stand with me and I will pick you up.
LAPD is increasing their patrol at places of worship this holiday season all across the city. But tonight, hundreds of people out here just having a great time. I'll go ahead and send it back to you.
Was there any hesitation? I know we just heard from the rabbi, but did you find among any of those there tonight that there was any hesitation about going out tonight?
Absolutely. Yeah, I spoke with one woman. She actually was fighting back tears, saying that she was scared to come here tonight, but she said, over my dead body, will I not be there celebrating after what just happened in Australia? So I think it was in everyone's mind here, but I noticed that there were, people definitely thinking about it, but they felt like it was important to be here.
Matthew, visible security there? Uniformed officers?
No LAPD officers. It looked like there was some private security as well as some people that were maybe, of the Jewish community themselves, unmarked security, you could say. Mm-hmm. They had kind of barricaded their cars around the event tonight, but overall, everything went smoothly.
All right. Very good.
Yeah, we're happy to hear that. All right, more on this. New tonight, new video of the growing memorial in Sydney, Australia for the victims of the mass shooting on Bondi Beach over the weekend. And new tonight, Australian police say the attack gunmen had Islamic State flags. They were inspired by ISIS. This video, by the way, courtesy of a Santa Monica man who arrived at Bondi Beach as the massacre was unfolding. Johnny Forster is a local music and influencer manager who's currently in Sydney on vacation. I spoke to him tonight via Zoom about what he witnessed as gunfire broke out Sunday.
The hysteria is what I really witnessed. We pulled up right when the active shooting was still going on, and the police has yet to arrive. So we were just getting ready for a reservation for dinner, and just pandemonium was breaking out in front of us. Unfortunately, no one really knew at the time what was happening. Police didn't arrive, and people were just scattered and running. When the police did arrive, even more pandemonium ensued.
Did you see the gunmen, and what was your initial reaction amidst the chaos? What did you do?
Yeah, I was a couple hundred yards away. There were noises. There were people casually walking saying there's someone shooting. Being from Los Angeles, and you hear about people shooting for more than pop, pop, you think, is it a gang situation going on? Everyone knows in Australia they don't allow guns, so it's very rare, and everyone was just in shock. Myself, I just was looking and trying to see what was happening. And it just went on for a couple minutes more while we were there. And we didn't know. We didn't know until I got phone calls from some clients and friends telling me what was actually happening.
And your reaction once you heard?
Being Jewish, it's just disappointing. And I'd hate to say that the people here weren't expecting this, but they were expecting this. My friends that I've met with unsolicited, told me I've been here for 48 hours prior to that, and unsolicited, probably have 3 or 4 conversations with people telling me that it's unsafe here right now, and there's not enough protection for the community. And walking into a massacre, I can't believe they had the foresight to predict this.
How do you deal with this?
It's interesting. I mean, even doing this interview, I was challenging myself. Should I do this? Because I'm far away from my family, and it's Hanukkah, and my family's nervous right now, even going to the celebrations at the local Chabads in Los Angeles. And, luckily I was raised by great parents who told me what community is and what adversity brings to our people through the centuries. It's what brings us closer together, that on our weird sense of humor that we seem to possess. But last night I actually went to the vigil at Chabad Bondi, and politicians and civic leaders and the rabbis were there, and you felt like you needed to be there. I needed to be there. I needed to be here telling you guys that, we're not going anywhere. The biggest thing to take away that I have from this is the gentleman who wrestled the rifle away from the gunman. It wasn't about politics. It wasn't about hate. It was about humanity. Innocent people were getting killed. I don't think he ran and asked him what his nationality was or if he was Republican or Democrat. This is wrong. And I think he should be celebrated by all of us. And that's what the world needs more of, is humanity. And that's the big takeaway I got from the Chabad last night at the service.
Are you cutting your vacation short?
No, we don't curtail. We don't hide. We don't change our ways of living, because that means, and I hate to say they or them, I'm not a pronoun person, but that means they win.
And I know that you lost your mom a few months back. You call her a proud Jewish woman. And I'm sorry for that loss. You're thinking of her, I imagine, as well, as you wrap up your vacation there.
Yeah, the purpose of me coming on this vacation was my mom just passed a month ago, and she was instrumental in launching the Chabads in Westlake Village and Thousand Oaks and Agora areas. And she's actually getting a Lifetime Achievement Award on February 10th from the Chabad, which is beautiful. And what would my mom want me to do right now? And this is what my mom would want me to do.
She's proud. All right, Johnny, I thank you so much for being with me tonight.
No, I appreciate you guys for having me.
And developing tonight, the FBI says it stopped a plan to bomb several places across L.A. on New Year's Eve. Officials say 4 people were arrested over the weekend in Lucerne Valley, where the FBI says they were preparing to test explosive devices ahead of the attacks. Fox 11's Laura Diaz has the story.
The individuals were arrested on Friday, December 12th, when the group attempted to construct and detonate IEDs out in the desert.
The FBI says this video Friday in the Mojave Desert shows homegrown terrorists moments before they detonated a bomb. Investigators say it was a test for 5 planned simultaneous New Year's Eve bombings at Southern California corporate locations at the stroke of midnight. According to the U.S. attorney, the suspects are an anti-government, anti-ICE network operating under the code name Operation Midnight Sun.
She said, quote, "What we are doing will be considered a terrorist act."
The exact U.S. companies that were targets were not disclosed Monday, but details of how they hope to execute the lethal plan were. Investigators allege the bombs were hidden in backpacks and marked with graffiti. That by attacking at midnight, they planned to go undetected as holiday fireworks shows provided cover. FBI bomb technicians confirmed the step-by-step recipes for black powder pipe bombs likely would have worked. The 4 L.A. residents arrested were alleged members of an extremist group called Turtle Island Liberation Front. 30-year-old Audrey Carroll, 32-year-old Zachary Page, 24-year-old Dante Gaffield, and 41-year-old Tina Lay. All face charges of conspiracy and possession of an unregistered destructive device. Retired LAPD Deputy Chief Mike Downing, who headed up the anti-terrorism task force, told me what really bothers him is the apparent burgeoning homegrown network.
The danger is that they're sharing ideologies, they're sharing resources, they're sharing training. There's no, the pure ideologies seem to be mixed bags, so to speak.
Laura Diaz, Fox 11 News.
Developing tonight, a man and a woman were found dead inside a home in Cerritos this morning. Sky Fox over the scene. LA County homicide detectives responded to a house on Andy Street near DeVos Avenue and Cerritos Heritage Park. Investigators have not released details on how the pair died or who discovered them. Authorities are asking anyone with information to come forward. Did the Los Angeles Angels play a role in Tyler Skaggs' tragic death? That's the question in a California courtroom where closing arguments began Monday. Skaggs, a 27-year-old pitcher, died in 2019 from a drug overdose on a team trip. His family says a team employee gave him the fentanyl-laced pill and claims the team ignored warning signs. The Angels deny responsibility, saying the actions happened privately. Testimony included Skaggs' widow, parents, and star player Mike Trout. Multiple murder charges have been filed against the leaders of His Way Spirit-led Assemblies, a religious sect based in Hemet. The charges come following the deaths of a former church member missing since 2023, whose body has never been found, and a 4-year-old boy who suffered a burst appendix while in the leader's care. Church leader Shelley Martin, husband Daryl Martin, Andre Thomas, and Ruben Moreno are charged, and their arrests are the result of the work of a joint task force.
It's a result of really old-fashioned detective work in terms of tracking down individuals who may have been at or around the events and knew the people who were involved. Two lives that never would have crossed. They crossed in a horrible way, but at the end of the day, we hope that both of them receive justice.
Authorities say His Way Spirit-led Assemblies is still operating with about 50 members who worship at a Riverside home.
A former behavioral therapist has been sentenced to 17 years in prison for sexually abusing a disabled girl under 10. Earlier today, Mitchell Akira Takata of Los Altos pled guilty to attempted rape and lewd acts with a child. The court denied him probation and ordered him to register as a sex offender after his release. Takata worked with disabled children for 3 years. The victim's family chose not to attend the sentencing. The winning Powerball
Those are my numbers.
Oh, goodness. No. Are you going home right now?
Right.
The numbers for tonight's $1.1 billion jackpot have been announced. The numbers are 23, 35, 59, 63, 68, and the Powerball 2. Players across the country are now checking their tickets as this ranks among the largest jackpots in Powerball history. Officials remind winners to verify their numbers and follow the proper claim process. We'll see. All right, coming up, a good deed by an Amazon driver caught on camera. That story is next.
We do have some subtle changes happening across the weather department. I'll have all of those details, plus a sneak peek at your holiday forecast after the break.
New at 8, home builders are feeling slightly more confident this month, but optimism is still pretty low. A new survey from the National Association of Home Builders shows builder confidence ticking up just 1 point in December. Even with that small bump, the industry says conditions still aren't good enough to signal real improvement. Builders continue to worry about high construction costs, economic uncertainty, and whether buyers can actually afford new homes. An Amazon driver's honesty caught on camera. This is in Northern California. After delivering a package, Connor spotted a $20 bill on the ground. There he goes. He found it. Instead of keeping it, he placed it under the package on the porch. The next day, during another delivery, the family surprised him with a thank you gift. Connor's good deed is now earning praise online, proving small acts of kindness can go a long way.
We love that story.
We do. Yeah, he could have easily pocketed the 20 bucks.
Exactly.
Good for him.
It was on camera, but
yeah. Hey.
But meantime, let's talk about the weather. Let me just point out, a week ago I was in New York. It was very cold.
Yeah. Extremely cold across not just the East Coast, but also the Midwest. They've been getting a lot of snow for the season, and then also across the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, even up in the Bay Area where my mom lives, family lives, and it's been really cold.
Yeah, and it's gonna continue. That system that's off to the Washington, Oregon area is gonna shift down a little bit. So for those of our friends and family in Northern California, they're going to get chillier this week. So
meantime, we're balmy.
Yeah. We've got SPF on.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. It's feeling glorious here across Southern California. And it's been this way since the start of December. This is the third week that we're rolling into where most of our temperatures have hit above their normal. Let's talk about a few alerts that we do have in place. We have a wind advisory. This is going to be across the San Luis Obispo area, where we could see gusts through tomorrow morning, get as high as 45 miles per hour. In addition to that, we also have a continuation of our air quality alert that will go until tomorrow morning as well. It's going to include the LA area, stretching into the Inland Empire, our low deserts, as well as Long Beach and portions of Orange County as well. Now, we ended the weekend beautifully. Temperatures yesterday, 73 degrees. Today, we brought it in at 72. This does still put us above our normal of 67 degrees. And through most of this week, our temperatures will reflect what we saw today. So it is going to be not just warm, but also dry. And we will get sunshine from day to day. As of right now, across the LA area, we do have beautiful skies out there. We will see a shift in our winds, and so with the shift in our winds, that is going to allow for a lot of that dense fog out there, that marine layer, to kind of quiet down across most of the area. Our temperatures right now at 55 degrees. We do have high pressure, again, to really thank for influencing our weather pattern through most of this week in place, at least until we get to, I'd say, Friday, and then portions of the weekend, we start to see our temperatures cool down. We arrive at next week. We'll be keeping our eyes on a system that is expected to bring in some additional moisture across the Pacific Northwest, and that is the system that we could see sag some of that moisture down into our region, moving into our Christmas holiday week. As far as our winds go, I talked about them picking up during the back half of tomorrow. Here's a look as we make it through tomorrow morning into the afternoon across some of our canyons, but also some of our passes. We may see those winds picking up and likely to be that way at least until we get to our Wednesday. Here's a look at these temperatures really shooting up this week. Remember, we're in the low 70s today. Tomorrow we'll be in the low to mid 70s. It's when we get to Wednesday and Thursday and Friday as well that we do see those temperatures in the upper 70s, possibly a low 80 or so, and then this weekend a real cool down. Back to you.
All right, Star, thank you. We still have more news ahead at 8.
But first, here's a preview of what's coming up at 9. The trial begins for a Wisconsin judge accused of helping an immigrant evade federal authorities. We'll have the latest on that one. Plus, the U.S. Postal Service is honoring the greatest, Muhammad Ali. That's ahead at 9. Mariah Carey has been chosen to perform at the opening ceremony of the upcoming Milan Cortina Winter Olympics. The Grammy winner is the first international star named to perform at the ceremony on February 6th. The committee said Carey, quote, fully represents the emotional atmosphere that accompanies the run-up to the games. The competition will be spread across different venues in northern Italy.
Law enforcement hear a lot of excuses when they ask people, why'd you do it? But this might be a new one. Listen to the reason a man gave deputies after crashing a stolen car.
I don't know, I teleported or something.
Where'd you get the car from?
I don't know. I don't know.
You come from the beach side?
I don't know. I teleported.
Officer, where's your fire still? Come over here. Give me just one second.
Yeah.
Put your hands up on my car.
All right, that's Calvin Johnson. The 36-year-old is accused of taking a BMW, then going 130 miles per hour on a highway before crashing, and then went up in flames, and Johnson had to be pulled from the burning car, at which point Johnson told deputies, quote, you saved me from aliens. He was then driven to jail. No teleportation involved. I'd say that Calvin is lucky just to be alive.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And I'm sure his attorney is going to say, yeah, no, that crash, it kind of maybe knocked a screw loose, and that's why he said the things he said. So don't hold it against him.
Which could be true as well, because if you're going 130 miles an hour and you crash and you go up in flames and you live to tell, who knows what you're going to...
Precisely. See, we're giving you an excuse.
Don't do it. Don't do it, though. All right, that does it for the 8 o'clock hour, but more to come.
LA Live News Tonight continues at 9 right after the break.
across SoCal. This is LA Live News Tonight on Fox 11 Plus.
Now at 9, flowers placed on the Hollywood Walk of Fame star of Rob Reiner. Reiner and his wife Michele found dead in their home in Brentwood Sunday night. Good evening to you. You're watching LA Live News Tonight. I'm Susan Hirasuna. Police have arrested the Reiner's son, Nick Reiner, on suspicion of killing his parents by stabbing them to death. Fox 11's Christina Gonzalez has the latest on this death investigation.
When we say there are no words, there are no words. This is incomprehensible.
The murders of famous director and activist Rob Reiner and his wife Michele, plus the arrest of their 32-year-old son Nick as a suspect in their death. The bloodied bodies found at their Brentwood home last night by their daughter, Romy, according to TMZ.
When she had spoken to police, she told them that there was an argument that may have caused Nick to act out in violence and stab them to death.
An argument reportedly the night before at Conan O'Brien's holiday party.
We're told that people at the party overheard the commotion,
including one partygoer who tells Fox 11,
he didn't talk to anybody. He just kept to himself with a blank stare on his face, like no emotion. And he didn't look well.
We're told that the daughter, Romy, noted to police that her brother, Nick, has a history of mental illness as well as substance abuse issues.
Nick Reiner has never been shy about being very open and very public about his struggles with substance abuse. Rob and Nick teamed up for a movie.
Dad, I'm not going to listen to you tell me what a drug addict I am.
Being Charlie, based on Nick's addiction and the family's struggle dealing with it. Nick co-wrote it and his dad directed it back in 2015. Billy Crystal was seen here with his wife, visibly shaken as they made their way to the Reiner's home, and media from all around the world descending, trying to figure out the elusive question.
Everyone is still trying to get their minds around it, and I don't think people ever will.
Nick Reiner being held on no bail. He's expected to make an appearance in court as early, possibly, as tomorrow. I'm Christina Gonzalez in Brentwood, Fox 11 News.
The Reiner's murders is the second recent tragedy where a son is accused of killing their parents. Now, as Fox 11's Gina Silva reports, some local moms are calling for action on untreated mental illness.
These celebrities were not killed by their children. They were killed by the disease that ran rampant in their brains, unchecked.
That's the belief shared by this group of California mothers whose adult sons and daughters are living with serious mental illness.
It could have been any one of us. We've all experienced the threats of our children.
When they learned that Rob Reiner and his wife Michele were found dead in their Brentwood home on December 14th, allegedly at the hands of their son, and just 6 days after Grammy-nominated gospel and opera singer Jubilant Sykes was allegedly killed by his son in Santa Monica, these mothers say the timing was impossible to ignore. They felt compelled to speak out about the dangers when serious mental illness goes untreated.
It's preventable. It's preventable, but it needs to be immediate action. And
they say the first signs are erratic behavior, sudden personality changes, and a loss of touch with reality. Warning signals they believe are too often dismissed as stress, drugs, or typical young adult behavior.
A lot of these kids start exhibiting the signs when they go to college, because that's the primary age range, late teens, mid-20s. And so they're away from the parents.
These mothers are advocating for treatment, even when a person refuses care. They say during psychosis, the illness prevents rational decision-making.
Now, my heart is so devastatingly sad because this person has to live with it for the rest of their lives.
The mothers urge families to seek help immediately and never take no for an answer. They say waiting could have devastating consequences. Reporting from Hollywood, I'm Gina Silva, Fox 11 News.
New tonight, Panorama City residents calling for action after a fatal hit-and-run crash that killed 3 people Friday. They want to see safety improvements to a dangerous intersection before there's another accident. Fox 11's Rachel Aragon is live at the crash site off Woodman Avenue and Tarabella Street. Rachel.
Residents tell me that they're tired of innocent lives being lost, not just at this very intersection, but other nearby intersections as well. We're learning more tonight about those 3 crash victims, one of them a Marine in his mid-20s. And tonight, several days later after that fatal hit-and-run crash, candles and flowers still out here honoring those 3 lives. Take a look here. This is a video from the crash scene from just several days ago. Again, this is Friday evening. Police saying a minivan was speeding on Terrabella Street when the driver did not stop for a red light. The van, police say, then colliding with 2 different cars. Well, investigators believe the driver of the minivan was fleeing the scene of an unrelated collision prior to Friday's crash. Well, a recent report from Crosstown LA lists the most dangerous intersections in Los Angeles based on collision data. On the list are several nearby intersections in the San Fernando Valley, including Sepulveda and Roscoe and Sepulveda and Sherman Way. Well, Panorama City residents say they have been sounding the alarm at neighborhood watch meetings prior to Friday's fatal crash about how dangerous these intersections are, and they just want something to be done.
When I heard a young serviceman man was killed, that really got me, because half my family have been military. And here's someone who risked his life for our country, and he comes here and dies at our, it's gonna make me cry, dies at our intersection. So something needs to be done. I'm just tired of people dying.
We reached out to council member Imelda Padilla's office, who represents this area. In a statement, her office saying in part their thoughts are with the victim's family and that their office has been actively elevating traffic safety concerns at this intersection to the Department of Transportation. They say their team has requested an incident report as well as previously submitting a traffic safety service request for Woodman Avenue and Terrabella Street. That's this intersection. They also say we absolutely see an urgent need for safety improvements at this and other dangerous intersections. Again, we know, though, from that crash, that fatal crash last Friday, so far the police, as we checked in today, they're still looking for that driver that fled the scene. For Live Tonight, I'm Rachel Aragon. I'll send it back to you.
And Rachel, when residents say that they need safety improvements, what does that look like?
Yeah, I asked those residents myself. They said things like, of course, speed bumps. They know that's probably not likely, so maybe cameras or extra patrol or even signs that's showing the speed of which people are going. But they just say they want something to be done.
Some kind of deterrent. Thank you so much, Rachel. New tonight, a Lakewood family says an Amazon driver stole their cat Piper last Thursday night. Ring camera footage shows the driver grabbing the cat by the neck. The family has filed a police report and complained to Amazon, but so far no action has been taken. Amazon says they've identified the driver, but the situation remains unresolved. The family is asking for help to bring their pet cat Piper home. And developing tonight, a state championship football game in Buena Park ended in chaos Saturday. With a minute left in the CIF Division 7A title, a sideline fight broke out. Officials called the game, awarding San Francisco Balboa a 42-8 win. Well, there was no trophy ceremony, and tensions between parents spilled into the parking lot after the game. Balboa's coach said emotions ran high, telling Sports Illustrated, "We're trying to keep these kids out of jail and the grave." The trial is underway for a Wisconsin judge accused of helping an illegal immigrant evade federal agents. Fox's Garrett Tenney has the latest from Milwaukee.
Free Judge Dugan! Free Judge!
With supporters rallying outside, Milwaukee County Circuit Judge Hannah Dugan on the other side of the bench as her trial gets underway for allegedly helping an illegal immigrant evade arrest by ICE.
We say hands off Judge Dugan.
In April, Dugan confronted ICE agents waiting outside her courtroom to arrest Eduardo Flores Ruiz and sent the agents to the chief judge's office before directing the Mexican national and his attorney to leave through a back door, a decision the judge acknowledged while speaking with police days before her arrest.
I did not hide this migrant in the jury room or in my chambers. I had him leave out the back door, which I do when the circumstances warrant it.
That back door leads to a private hallway which is center to the case. Flores Ruiz and his attorney exited the door on the right, which leads back to the public hallway. But the Justice Department claims Dugan meant for them to take the door on the left that leads to a stairwell to the floor below, away from the agents. In audio recordings from Dugan's courtroom that day, prosecutors say the judge spoke with her staff about directing Flores Ruiz out the jury door and down the stairs. When her staff asked, "You want me to show them?" she might go out the wrong door. Dugan allegedly replied, "I'll do it. I'll get the heat." The 66-year-old is charged with obstructing a federal agency, a felony, and a misdemeanor of concealing an individual to prevent arrest. Dugan's all-star defense team argues she was in uncharted waters with no clear policy around ICE arrest at the courthouse. And if she really wanted Flores Ruiz to escape, she could have walked him to the stairwell instead of just pointing down the hallway. This trial is expected to run for about a week, and Judge Dugan faces up to 6 years in prison if convicted. In Milwaukee, I'm Garrett Tenney, Fox News.
Still ahead at 9. Time is running out on lawmakers to pass a new health care bill before the new year. The latest coming up. Plus, the Summer Olympics in LA are still a few years away, but your chance to get tickets is right around the corner. We'll tell you how you can score yours next. House lawmakers have just 4 legislative days left to negotiate a health care deal before leaving for the holiday recess. This comes as a new national poll shows affordability is a top concern for Americans this holiday season. Fox's Madeline Rivera is in Washington with the latest.
10 days out from Christmas, and many Americans are feeling the financial strain. A new national poll shows half of U.S. adults say it's harder to afford holiday gifts this year, with many cutting back on spending or delaying purchases to manage tight budgets.
You know, inflation's been crazy, and yeah, I don't see it turning the other way anytime soon, unfortunately.
The concern over rising prices comes as Congress scrambles to address the cost of health care. Last week, the Senate failed to advance bills to extend expiring subsidies, leaving insurance premiums set to spike in the new year.
It's something that's being worked on because we've got to do something about affordability.
Again, health care is so important to a family.
Late Friday, Republicans released a proposal to expand access to more affordable plans, but it would not extend enhanced subsidies.
Republicans continue to pursue a my way or the highway approach, which has gotten them nowhere this year, and it's consistently hurt the American people.
And without a deal in place, many holiday shoppers say they are cutting back now, preparing for the worst.
I know that's what, like, the #1 thing on a lot of people's minds for 2026 and 27, and worrying about how, like, going from a few $100 a month to then spending 3 times that on just the insurance is like that cuts out so much that you can't spend on anyone but yourself, like, especially around Christmas time.
While the House is expected to vote on their version of a health care bill this week, the Senate is not. And without a deal, estimates show roughly 2 million more Americans could be without health insurance next year. In Washington, Mallory Rivera, Fox News.
A new review of more than 60 studies finds drinking alcohol significantly raises the risk of developing several cancers. Researchers say the risk increases the more a person drinks, especially for breast, colon, liver, and throat cancers. Limiting alcohol and following healthy lifestyle guidelines can lower that risk. You will get the first chance to register for Olympic event tickets next month. Single event tickets begin at $28, and locals near the venues get early access. The Paralympics, which is coming to LA for the first time, will sell tickets in 2027. Events will span iconic locations like the Coliseum and SoFi Stadium. You can visit la28.org to register and secure your chance to witness history. The games run July 14th through the 30th in 2028.
Weather is sponsored by American Career College.
All right, we're taking another live look at LAX. Oh my goodness, Star Harvey, I am so happy that you are here and I am here and not there.
Absolutely. That view there looks horrific. And I think that Susan and I are both alluding to the fact that there is so much traffic getting into those terminals. As far as the weather goes, we did see that this area is lightening up from some of that dense fog, that marine layer, and it is dry out there. Temperatures not too cold quite yet either. Let's take a look here at our satellite and radar. Most of our wet weather here across the country is going to be continuing across the northwest. So hitting areas like Washington, moving through Idaho and into Montana as well. As far as it's here across the LA area, the weather pattern is just pretty much perfect. We do have dry conditions. Temperatures have also been continuing above their normal, and if you like it, good news, it is going to remain this way through at least our Friday. Now, we will have a shift in our winds. They are going to be gusty across some of the area as early as tomorrow evening, and then sticking around for portions of the middle of this week as well. Our best shot at receiving some type of precipitation here across the LA area is going to be as we arrive at Christmas week. Here's a look moving into tomorrow. We do continue to see our jet stream set up to the north of us, and with that, allowing for the continuation of moisture across the Washington area. They've already dealt with some torrential flooding across the area, and just to think that more wet weather is just going to make things a little bit more harsh up there. As for us here across the LA area, we do continue to be dry. I want to go ahead and get you to next week. We do have a system that we are keeping our eyes on. This system, again, project to stay up to the north of us, but we could see that some of this moisture by the time we get to the 23rd, the day before Christmas Eve, and pushing through Christmas Day or the day after Christmas, we could potentially see some of this wet weather here across the LA area. We can't get as specific as we'd like to be because our models are not completely in agreement. As far as how much water we've received so far this year, even though we do keep missing what's happening off to the Pacific Northwest, we're not hurting. We're over 4.5 inches for this water year so far in the LA area. We have also seen a surplus in our temperatures, not just the first and the second week of December, but as we roll into our third week here, we will continue to see our temperatures above where they are typically at on average. And here's a look into next week, as early as the 21st. All of our orange hues here just indicating that temperatures are expected to be warmer than normal. That is going to include the West Coast, the California area. Of course, I'll be back with a look at that 7-day forecast and how warm the temperatures get through Friday. For now, Susan, back to you.
Thanks so much. Coming up, no sleigh, no reindeer, but plenty of holiday magic. Meet the real-life Santas in blue, working overtime to deliver your last-minute gifts right to your door. We're learning more tonight about a deadly crash that shut down the 210 freeway in Shadow Hills last night. One person died and 6 others were hurt in the multi-vehicle collision near the Sunland Boulevard off-ramp. Sky Fox over the scene last night. Witnesses say a black SUV or pickup was speeding and weaving through traffic before the crash. 2 vehicles rolled over. Lanes were closed for hours, reopening just before 1 a.m. Authorities are investigating, and the victim's name has not been released. 10 days, just 10 days away from Christmas, and USPS is hard at work making sure your packages are delivered by Christmas. Fox's Steve Nielsen from our sister station in Phoenix has more on USPS's Operation Santa.
There's no sleigh, but there's plenty of toys, gadgets, and gizmos, messages of love and happy holidays inside of these USPS trucks.
We try to treat the packages as if they were our own.
The most wonderful time of the year is also the busiest time of the year for package delivery.
I love it. I love it. This is actually my favorite time.
Your last-minute shopping means a rush for Martez.
The days are a lot busier. They're longer for us. However, you know, we all come to work and we're ready to get the packages out to everyone.
It's already busy. They call this month Operation Santa at USPS, but it only goes up from here.
Usually it's the week before Christmas. That's the heaviest, that's the busiest. This is all hands on deck with us.
They get bigger and bigger and heavier. So at one point you grab it and you're like, oh man, this is heavier than what I expected. So there can be a vacuum, it can be a little tiny dresser, even a chair, stuff like that.
Caesar says this time of year, as they play the role of a Postal Service St. Nick, they make sure what's under the tree is always always a surprise.
Especially when the kids are outside playing, and sometimes you see boxes that are like the baby doll houses, like the Barbies or so. So you try to hide it from them, so you leave and then come back as soon as they go inside so it doesn't give away what they're trying to give them.
And just like you leave out milk and cookies for our guy Santa, Caesar says there's a lot of us out there that do the same for the men and women who deliver joy the other 364 days of the year.
A customer on my old route, a big old plate of brownies with the walnuts on top, they hit the spot.
Steve Nielsen, Fox News.
All right, here's the winning numbers for tonight's $1.1 billion Powerball jackpot. They've just been announced. The numbers are 23, 35, 59, 63, 68. Powerball is 2, but we already know, despite my hope, there was no jackpot winner tonight. The next drawing is Wednesday. That means the jackpot goes up to $1.25 billion. That's billion with a B.
Coming up, we're in Beverly Crest tonight, where people are celebrating Hanukkah in big numbers despite recent violence overseas. That story coming up right after this.
Plus, no more National Guard troops tonight under Trump's command here in L.A. They leave before the court's deadline. We'll tell you how they left on the other side of the break.
Across SoCal, this is LA Live News Tonight on Fox 11 Plus.
Together against anti-Semitism.
Now at 9:30, new information tonight about the mass shooting at Sydney's Bondi Beach during a Hanukkah celebration that left 15 dead and 25 injured, including 10 critically. Australian police are now saying the attack was inspired by the Islamic State group. Officials cited evidence, including Islamic State flags found in their vehicle. The suspects, a father and son, were identified. The father was killed and the son is hospitalized and will be charged. Victims killed ranged in age from 10 to 87 years old. A bystander heroically disarmed one attacker during the chaos. That deadly attacking prompting increased security at places of worship around Southern California, including in Beverly Crest. That's where Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf is live with us for more. Matthew?
Well, Susan, there were hundreds of people here tonight. Just, I think everyone was thinking about what happened over the weekend in Australia, but they decided to choose faith over fear. If you go ahead and take a look at this video, you can see the crowds here just a couple of hours ago. Hundreds of people again singing and dancing, playing games in the fake snow. This with the Jewish community on high alert after recent violence and attacks all over the world. Over the weekend, as you were saying, Australia's Bondi Beach, at least 16 people were killed, dozens more injured in a shooting that targeted the Jewish community. And joining us right now is a rabbi in the area, well known in the community. I guess thank you so much for joining us live tonight. Just tell us about what tonight's event means to you.
It meant a lot. You got to realize after Bondi, a lot of people they're scared. You never know. Someone's going to maybe attack you. But then all of a sudden, I figured 250 people would show up and, ooh, wow. I mean, this place exploded. And people came out and said to me, no, we're not staying home. You are not going to go and stop the light that we are. And they just came, and they came, and they came. Because what did it mean to me? It's great to be a leader of a community. It's better to see that what you're teaching people actually work tonight.
Just seeing what happened in Australia, we've seen so much of this overseas in the last couple of years. Just how do you rationalize that? And then to see what happened tonight and that sort of response locally here.
You can't rationalize evil. Only the evil person in his own mind is rationalizing what they're doing. Evil has no thought. Evil has no sense. But we as a human being we're creating the image of God. I know it sounds kind of religious, but there's good in us. There's a powerful force in us that we want to survive. All humanity has it. We Jewish people have 2,000 years of this experience. So what happened in Bondi shocked us. It was another October 7th. But there are 4,000 Chabad centers around the world, and they're all getting big numbers. People are coming out. You're not going to stop our life. And that's the most beautiful thing. And I think it's a message not only for the Jewish community, but for America. I mean, we're seeing things happening in our streets. We're seeing things that are dark. And we can go and say, either we just sit back and say, oh, well, what can I do? Just put it on Instagram and say life stinks and all that. No. Our job is to take the darkness, put some happiness, put some light. Come on, get out there. And the world becomes better that way.
You talk about darkness to light. Segues right into the Hanukkah festivities, obviously. Any message as we continue these Hanukkah celebrations this next week or so?
Yeah. Tonight's the second night. What makes the second night so great? See, the first night there was only one. Now, after you accomplish something, you got out of your depression, or you just did one good thing. You're not happy with one. Let's do two. Tomorrow night at 3. You see, that's the message. The message is that don't stop doing good things. The world needs what we do as humanity. Do you know there are over 300 million Americans? We're not all evil. Only a few of them are. But many of the good guys are staying home. Get out. Get out. Laugh. Smile. Be happy. That's what Hanukkah is about. Dance. Dance in the street with whomever. If we start doing that, that's how you make the world a better place. And those that are trying to destroy us, they're going to realize it doesn't work.
Rabbi, we appreciate your message of optimism and just happiness tonight amidst so much horror we saw over the weekend, and the celebrating will continue this next week or so.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Susan, I'll go ahead and send it back to you.
Matthew, really appreciate that message. All right, developing tonight, the FBI says it stopped a plan to bomb multiple locations across Los Angeles on New Year's Eve. Over the weekend, 4 people were arrested in Lucerne Valley, where officials say they were preparing to test explosive devices. Fox 11's Laura Diaz reports.
The individuals were arrested on Friday, December 12th, when the group attempted to construct and detonate IEDs out in the desert.
The FBI says this video Friday in the Mojave Desert shows homegrown terrorists moments before they detonated a bomb. Investigators say it was a test for 5 planned simultaneous New Year's Eve bombings at Southern California corporate locations at the stroke of midnight. According to the U.S. Attorney, the suspects are an anti-government, anti-ICE network operating under the code name Operation Midnight Sun.
She said, quote, "What we are doing will be considered a terrorist act."
The exact U.S. companies that were targets were not disclosed Monday, but details of how they hope to execute the lethal plan were. Investigators allege the bombs were hidden in backpacks and marked with graffiti. That by attacking at midnight, they planned to go undetected as holiday fireworks shows provided cover. FBI bomb technicians confirmed the step-by-step recipes for black powder pipe bombs likely would have worked. The 4 L.A. residents arrested were alleged members of an extremist group called Turtle Island Liberation Front. 30-year-old Audrey Carroll, 32-year-old Zachary Page, 24-year-old Dante Gaffield, and 41-year-old Tina Lay. All face charges of conspiracy and possession of an unregistered destructive device. Retired LAPD Deputy Chief Mike Downing, who headed up the anti-terrorism task force, told me what really bothers him is the apparent burgeoning homegrown network.
The danger is that they're sharing ideologies, they're sharing resources, they're sharing training. There's no, the pure ideologies seem to be mixed bags, so to speak.
Laura Diaz, Fox 11 News.
New at 9, National Guard troops under President Trump's command left Los Angeles early Sunday ahead of a court-ordered deadline scheduled for today. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals had ruled the troops must leave after months of deployment tied to immigration protests. Legal battles over the president's authority to federalize state troops are ongoing. Tonight, police in Rhode Island are pressing the public for help in the investigation of Saturday's deadly shooting at Brown University. Officials releasing new evidence today, hoping to stir up potential tips as they look into all angles of the attack. Fox's Connor Hansen reports.
Police put out new videos of a possible mass shooting suspect on the streets of Providence, Rhode Island, wearing a hat and mask. These were taken just hours before 2 students at Brown University were killed and several others were hurt Saturday on campus during a study session.
You have to pull every rock, you have to look at every video, you have to examine evidence, you have to check ballistics. It just takes a lot of work.
Despite the ongoing manhunt causing fear and anxiety in the community, local officials insist it's safe.
We're grateful for it. Is a noted, visible police presence to provide some confidence for families that are taking their kids to school, people who have to get to work.
The FBI is now offering a $50,000 reward for help arresting the suspect. Agents were seen earlier in the day brushing through snow and canvassing the area around the crime scene for video. A person of interest was taken into custody shortly after the shooting, but has since been cleared and released. Meanwhile, Brown University students are mourning the tragedy. 19-year-old Ella Cook and 18-year-old Muhammad Aziz Umerzakov were killed. It's unclear if the shooter had any connection to them.
One of them was somebody I knew, and that's just really heartbreaking, and it's been really difficult to process.
As the investigation continues, Brown has canceled classes and final exams for the rest of the semester. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
And this information, Brown University is no longer on lockdown. Schools in the city, other than Brown, reopened today. However, some colleges, including Ivy League schools, are increasing security after this attack. Yale, for example, adding extra measures for Hanukkah celebrations. A great honor for the greatest. The U.S. Postal Service is honoring Muhammad Ali with forever stamps. The three-time world heavyweight champion inspired millions both in and out of the rink. He was also known for his humanitarian work, supporting medical relief and feeding the hungry. The forever stamps will be issued next month in Ali's hometown of Louisville. Then you'll be able to buy them at a post office near you or online. Okay, we've got Star Harvey now. Have you ever heard any of Muhammad Ali's poetry? He actually was a poet.
No, embarrassingly, I have not. But now that I know about it, I definitely want to go check it out. But I've seen a fight or two recording, obviously, and I'm still always intrigued by that. Let's talk about some weather, however. We do have a wind advisory. It is going to be across the San Luis Obispo Mountains, but also the Santa Lucia Mountains as well. This is going to be in place until tomorrow morning, where we could see winds gusting as high as 45 miles per hour. The blue highlighted here is going to be the continuation of our air quality alert. That is due to a wood burn ban that will also be in effect until tomorrow morning, right after that 11 o'clock hour. Yesterday we hit 73 degrees, so a beautiful wrap to our weekend. Today we hit 72 for the downtown LA area. Normally we are in the upper 60s, so you can see just a few degrees above, but still warmer than our averages, and we are anticipating that it will remain that way through at least Friday. We do have beautiful skies out there depending on where you are. We do have a shift in our wind pattern, and so with that we do have some of that dense fog out there, that marine layer dissipating. Temperatures right now in downtown at 54 degrees with a calm wind. We do have a beautiful pattern here ahead of us for this week. High pressure will be in place, and with that keeping us dry, but also on the warmer side. We do head into next week with our eyes pointed towards this figure here. This low pressure system will be likely to bring in a difference in weather as we do push into our holiday week. We are talking a chance for some storms to arrive here across Southern California. Of course, as we push closer to our holiday week, we will have a more detailed and put together forecast. Otherwise, here's a look into our winds pushing into tomorrow. Likely to pick up during the later half of tomorrow across some of our canyons, and then they will not let up at least until we get to a Wednesday. We will see some areas starting off with some of that fog as we push into tomorrow morning. I'd say around the 10 a.m. hour, most of us should have rid of it. But by the time we get to the afternoon, sunshine making its way in, and then we will also have some clouds building in or mixing in for tomorrow as well. As we get to Wednesday, we are going to have a repeat of that pattern. Otherwise, with the mix of sun and clouds tomorrow, temperatures in the low 70s as we push towards the middle of this week. So Wednesday through at least Friday, our temperatures for the LA area in the upper 70s. It's not until this weekend that we start to see those temperatures dropping back down near their averages. Susan?
Thank you, Star. Parents, listen up. Recalled baby formula linked to a dangerous botulism outbreak is still being sold at major stores. The FDA is calling out big names like Target and Walmart. So what should you be checking for? We'll tell you. That's coming up. And from late night shopping to crowded airports, a personal security expert joins us with simple tips to help you stay safe. Tonight, the FDA is warning major retailers for not pulling recalled baby formula off shelves. In November, ByHeart baby formula was recalled after an infant botulism outbreak. 51 children in 19 states have been hospitalized, but no deaths have been reported. The FDA says Target, Walmart, Kroger, and Albertsons ignored repeated warnings. ByHeart is investigating the contamination. Botulism is rare but serious, causing weakness, breathing issues, and more parents are urged to check for recalls. The holiday season can bring greater safety risks, from late-night shopping to holiday travel and unfamiliar situations. Safety expert Dana Eve joined Marla Tejas at 6 o'clock with smart, practical tips, especially for women, on staying aware and avoiding risk.
Let's start with the situation of a lot of people are going to be in crowded airports this holiday season. How do we stay safe?
First of all, thank you so much for having me. So yeah, a lot of travel going on this holiday season, and something that I've personally seen over the years is just, it's so simple, but keep your boarding pass and your ID face down. That has your full name, your home address, a lot of information that you do not want out in the public. So it's as simple as just when you're waiting in line, when you're eating, when you're ready to board, just make sure that's not visible until you have to go through TSA or go through security. Another one is don't hang your purse on the back of a bathroom door, especially if that hook is close to the top. I had a friend actually lose everything. She was traveling abroad and somebody had reached over, grabbed her purse and ran out of the bathroom. And it was kind of a nightmare. So just keep it either on your body, or if there's like a little toilet paper thing beside you, just put your purse right there. It's something that a lot of people don't think about, and it's just very simple and can avoid a major headache. Another one, avoid public charging stations. Hackers are smart these days. We need to be smarter. So bring your own charger. It's as simple as that. Use a good old wall plug. And if you are going to connect to public Wi-Fi, make sure that you're using a VPN to protect your information. It's just an added layer of protection, and it's something that everybody should do. There are networks called evil twins where it could literally say like free airport Wi-Fi, and little do you know you're connecting, and whatever you do on that device, somebody can see and hack your accounts and drain your accounts, and it's pretty scary. And then the last tip is just very simple. It's just keep your valuables secured in an internal pocket. I see all the time phones, wallets, I mean, valuable items that are just sticking out. Sometimes people have dropped them, and I'll be like, hey, like you dropped this, did you know that? And all you have to do is put it in an internal pocket, and it could just, again, avoid a headache.
Yeah, a big headache.
A big headache, yeah.
Yeah, and probably it would save you a flight, too, because if you don't have your ID, you're not going to get anywhere. Okay, let's transition to parking lots, and if you're out and about shopping, some tips. I know we have those to bring up for our viewers as well.
Absolutely. So a lot of holiday shopping going on. Parking lots are transitional spaces, so unfortunately you are more vulnerable in those areas. Some things that make it easy are park in well-lit and populated areas, and just be aware of who and what's around you. The second you pull into that lot, turn that awareness on. When you park, just scan your surroundings before you exit your vehicle. And if you can, reverse into the spot, just because if you find yourself in a situation, not only does it give you a better vantage point, but you can get out of there more quickly. Another thing that I see all the time, hide anything personal in your car. I see packages, you swing by the post office, or you swing by, you know, your mailbox, and you grab your Amazon packages, and they're sitting face up in your car. Again, it's the same thing back to the airport. You have your full name and your home address. So turn them over. Super simple. But again, you just don't know who's out there. People can peer into your car and find out a lot of information about you. So taking that step just protects you in the world that we live in. Another thing is carry a form of personal protection that you feel comfortable and, most importantly, confident using. There is a wide range out there. There are, pepper gel, pepper spray, personal alarm. At the end of the day, it's what you feel comfortable using. Always carry a form of personal protection. That's something that I preach all the time. And then this one is very, very simple, but lock those doors, get in the habit, make it second nature. It's a line of defense, and it could save you from a dangerous situation simply by just getting in your car and locking those doors. And then the last one, I say, don't be a sitting duck. So parking lot, it's not the time to sit and answer text messages or scroll on social media. Do that when you're safe at home.
We have about 90 seconds left, which sounds like a lot, but I'm going to blow through this next one because I want to get to something else. So the package deliveries and home safety. Let's put that up quickly. If you're traveling, of course, have a neighbor collect your packages because pile deliveries signal an empty home. Break down the big boxes from big ticket items and dispose discreetly so that you're not saying, hey, I have, a lot of money over here, for instance. Never open the door for anyone you're not expecting. Good information there. I'm curious, though, about de-escalation, lie to survive. If our director can skip ahead to that. De-escalation, lie to survive. Walk us through that. What do you mean by that?
This is one of the foundations of what I teach, and I simply mean that you don't owe a stranger your truth. So lie to survive can save you from an uncomfortable situation. It can save you from a dangerous situation. An example could be you're in the back of an Uber and they say, is this home? And you just have a lie prepared. Nope, this is my dad's house. Or no, I'm actually heading to a surprise party. There's a ton of people inside. You just don't know people's intentions, and you don't know somebody until you truly know somebody. So in the world that we live in, lie to survive.
Yeah, I mean, really, really great information there. And then lastly, a lot of parents are concerned as their kids head home for the holidays. We can get through this. Students traveling home, your tips for them.
I think it's important to share your location with a trusted friend or family member always. Somebody that you love should have your live location that they could check in on you. Another thing that I used to do when I was in college, something that I preach all the time, is have a nightly check-in person. Somebody needs to know that you're home safe at the end of every single night. And then now, I mean, ride shares. It's crazy right now. It seems like the Wild West these days. So just double check. Make sure that the make, the model, the license plate, the driver's photos, the driver's name, everything that you see in person is matching what you see on the app. And if one thing doesn't match, don't get in. It's not worth it. It's not worth the risk. And then once inside, this is because I have gotten some horrific stories, but do not accept drinks, mints, snacks from an Uber driver. Even if they seem sealed, you never know what people are capable of again at the end of the day. And I have heard horrific stories where things have been tampered with, and
that's scary.
Yeah,
really scary. Okay, good information.
An Anaheim homeowner is lighting up the holidays in a big way, turning his house into a stunning winter wonderland. But wait until you hear the touching reason why he started this tradition. Stay with us. El Segundo's Candy Cane Lane is back, lighting up from 5 to 10 p.m. through the 23rd. This beloved holiday tradition features dazzling decorations and festive cheer. To ease traffic, a free park and ride shuttle will run select nights with stops at Recreation Park, Library Park, and Sycamore Park. Visitors are reminded to follow posted signs and respect the neighborhood, please. New at 9, an Anaheim homeowner is spreading holiday cheer with a dazzling light display. For the 7th year, he's transforming his home into a festive wonderland, a tradition that started in 2013 to lift his son's spirits before surgery. This home is located on East Broadway, just off South Anaheim Boulevard. Inspired by his son's love for lights, he now spends 60 hours each year setting up the display and then hands out candy canes to the kids.
My son had major surgery when he was 2 years old, hadn't shown an interest in anything, and one day my wife was watching YouTube, and it ended, and came a house with decorated LEDs like I have, and my son couldn't take his eyes off the TV.
The display debuts tonight and will shine through early January. Thanks so much for watching LA Live News tonight. Our 10 p.m. newscast is just minutes away on Fox 11. See you there.